If you struggle with hitting in MLB The Show 23, then this video is going to help you out a ton. We're going to be going over situational hitting, best pitches you want to swing at, PCI, and also how to get better at squaring up pitches you struggle with. So if you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button and subscribe. Truly out me a ton. It is completely free, so I greatly appreciate it. So first thing we're going to talk about is PCI. Now, this is the PCI that I use. I use no inner, no outer. I use bat as a center, white 100%, no fade out. So that is my personal preference. It's really a personal preference type thing. Some people like using altitude. Some people like using the inner. I think that the bat is the best one that you can use because it gives you the best type of idea of like actually what you're hitting, and that's kind of helps me with the visual. I prefer the bat as the best hitting option in MLB The Show, but it is a new one. It is a new, so it is a little shaky, but usually when I use in prior MLB The Show games is circles, I think basic, and then reverb, or I think it was reverb, or I think it was outline. Reverb or outline, one of the two, or neither of the two, I don't even know. I think it was reverb, and then white 100%, and if we went into that, it looked something like that. This is what I used to use, but I have gone away from it. But it's all dependent on personal preference, and my personal preference right now is to be using the bat PCI. But there's tons of different ways to do it. It's very customizable, so definitely play around with it and figure out what works best for you. That's what PCI, it's worked best for you. So the first thing we're going to talk about is sort of hitting pitches you struggle with. Now, what I would start with is getting a pitcher. Any pitcher, really doesn't matter, but a style pitcher at the least. And maybe we'll do Aaron Nola because he's got more of a meta pitch mix with the sinker and the cutter. And just turn up all the pitches and just see what happens. Like, just see how you do, because it's not going to be all strikes. So just see how you're hitting. Like, just get a feel in custom practice. This is all in custom practice, by the way. Make sure you go to custom practice. It is the best way to get better at hitting. Not just going in games, but custom practice is by far the best way to get better at hitting. So just looking and then just figuring out what pitch you struggle with. That was a hanging knuckle curve that I simply just missed, which is not what you want. Another thing I could talk about really quickly is PCI anchor, and that was just a bad pitch to swing at. PCI anchor is really a personal preference type thing. If you struggle in one part of the zone, I struggle at pitches middle low, so the PCI anchor helps me out so that if I just let go, it'll automatically be in this middle-low range. But if you're struggling up and in, start PCI anchor up and in, and you can be able to hit that pitch better if it arises. But what I'm seeing right now is that I'm getting jammed a lot. I'm getting jammed a lot with Judge. So after this pitch, I'm going to have to try and figure out some changes I'm going to have to make to be better at hitting these pitches that are in. So what I can do is I can just change it all on the inside, and I can identify whether it's going to be a ball or a strike. I can also enable whatever part of the zone that I want. I can enable this outside corner too, so it gives me a chance too. I think I'm going to also enable these corners in case he throws a slider in this area, and I'm able to identify that as well, because again, that basically gives you some more custom ability. But most of the pitches are going to be inside, so I'm going to start my PCI, and there's one that was not inside. So I think I'm just going to turn that one off. There's really no point to that right now. I'm only going to be working on inside pitches, as that's what I'm struggling to hit right now. Now, I'm doing this on All-Star. I would do this on whatever difficulty you're going to be playing on the most, and that is most likely going to be All-Star. It's most events and BR, and most of ranked seasons is All-Star, but you can also do Hall of Fame, Legend, and Veteran, whatever you're most comfortable on. PCI will not change accordingly, as I'm still a little bit late on that fastball, despite knowing it was going to be in. So I just got to take more reps and kind of start my PCI anchor a little. I'm going to start right here and low and inside, be able to adjust. And there we go. Finally turned on a sinker there. That's a tough pitch to hit. We were able to turn on it with Judge. So that is a good job by us. Next pitch from Nola. I'm going to just chop that one. Not perfect placement, but still pretty solid overall. Let's get one perfect before we get away from this. As that's not going to be a perfect, but that's still nearly going to get out, just on the wonkiness of MLB The Show. Because that is going to get out, and I didn't even square that up. The best thing, if you're trying to hit home runs, is just getting under the ball. If you get slightly under it, most chances it's going to leave the yard, no matter what. So you can get under it. Getting under the ball and good timing leads to a lot of homers, also leads to a lot of flyouts. So not necessarily the best, but probably if you're looking for bombs, that's definitely the way you're going to want to try and hit. Let's see here. Come on, Nola. Give me a pitch I can barrel. I barreled that one. All right, let's switch it up, and let's just switch to one pitch. I'm saying fastballs. If I want to work on fastballs, up and in. We'll do sinkers up and in, because sinkers are going to be much more prevalent. I can just pick one zone that I wanted to work on. One zone. Up and in. All his pitches are going to be sinkers up and in. I'm still probably going to storm my PCI here because I don't know what's coming. Need to be able to adjust, get my PCI up, and that's such a tough pitch to hit. But normally I'm going to start my PCI like right here. It's just able to move the PCI up a little bit and barrel it up. And let's just do that right here. And I'm still not going to barrel it up. So even if you know a pitch is coming, it's still kind of difficult to hit. Up and in sinkers or to righty on righty are some of the toughest pitches to hit. Perfect, that one though. That one was a bomb. That was perfect. Still not the best possible outcome, but still pretty solid. Sinkers up and in are really pitch that you're going to get under a lot and you're going to be late on a lot. So that is a pitch that I would recommend working on, as it's a very common issue. But you have to be able to identify what pitches you're struggling with and be able to basically just go into custom practice, customize it however you want, and just practice. Reps. There are ways in-game that you can actually check the pitches you've been struggling on. Now, this requires playing the whole game, and I'm not going to do that. But basically, you can take a look, see, oh, I missed 15 up and in sinkers this game. I'm going to go work on that in custom practice, and you can go do that. And obviously, you can mess around with rosters and stuff as well to be able to face specific pitchers that you would also face in Diamond Dynasty. Because you can't just go simply, you can customize it however you want. You can face whatever pitcher you want. You can use whatever batter you want. If you're struggling with a really good card that you really want to have some success with, let's just change the batter. Let's say, okay, I'm really struggling with Giancarlo Stanton 97, and that's because I can't hit the inside fastballs. So we're just going to do reps on reps with inside fastballs to Giancarlo Stanton. That way you can get better with him, and you can have more success with his individual card in Diamond Dynasty. And there are so many ways you can do this. Any pitch you want, any pitcher you want, any batter you want. There's so customization from this, as that is an absolute bomb off the bat of Stanton. But now we're going to work into the next part, which is going to be situational hitting. Talk about situational hitting, and you can, as you can see on the left side of my screen, you can control anything. Let's say you want to work on runner with second with one out, getting that runner home. You want that runner to get home. This is a huge run, and you need to get it home. So we'll throw Jose Alvarado on the mound for this. So now you have two outs. I made it so I have one out in the inning, so I have 2 outs to get that runner home. And this will be any pitches, and this will work on your situational hitting. So basically, you can create any situation for yourself and work on whatever you need to. So I'm going to try and just get this runner home best way I can. That's not how you want to do it. You can turn repeat on. Say you just want to work on one at-bat. You can just turn repeat on, and it'll repeat every single pitch and at-bat. As I'm going to turn on that fastball. That's from doing all that fastball work. Even though it's a lefty, it's slightly different. That's from doing all that up and in fastball work. We need to drive Rizzo home. Good big run. Low speed. We need to get him home. Good take by Stanton there, 2-2. And it's going to naturally go through the lineup. You're able to customize. If you go to roster control, you can customize every single lineup, customize every single player, and you can make it as you want. You can save the roster so that you can use it basically as your Diamond Dynasty lineup in custom practice, which is huge. And basically, it'll make you a much better hitter at the game. And this is going to be a long at-bat from Stanton, so we're really fouling off a lot of pitches. If this was a real game, Alvarado would obviously get tired, and his energy would be low, but that is not something that will work in custom practice. 3-2 pitch to Stanton. Hopefully he actually does something this time. And, just working on some discipline. You want to work on what pitches you want to hit. You want to work on not grounding into double plays, or you can even work on bunts and stuff. That's definitely not a pitch you want to swing at. I mean, I could reset it. Stanton, just go. We've had a long at-bat. 9th pitch of the AB from Alvarado. As I'm going to foul another one off. 10th pitch of the at-bat. This at-bat's going on for a while. Now, in a realistic situation, if I really need this run home, I buy a bunt, depending on who's the batter, as that's going to basically be a bunt, as it'll get the runner over to third. So, productive out there by Stanton. That'll bring up Oswaldo Cabrera. And now we need a single to drive that runner home. Let's go, Oswaldo. First pitch. Let's do it, baby. Nope, foul ball. That's that sinker up and in. Just missed it just a little early on it. Maybe you need to practice some more lefty-righty matchups here. You can practice anything you want, whatever your weakness is at hitting. I squared that ball up just right at the shortstop. But whatever. We didn't get that run home. It's whatever. Now you can go back into practice options. We can reset. You can do whatever. Let's say we just want, I don't even know. You can do this with defense and pitching as well. So there's tons of options on how to get better at hitting an MLB The Show. And I'm going to show you like how you can work with rosters and stuff. So basically, let's just confirm exit. Let's just leave this and let's talk a little bit about rosters before we end today's video. We go out to Create tab, we go to Roster Control. Let's say we want to edit the Yankees lineup. Let's say we want to edit the Yankees lineup. Let's see here. So this is the Yankees lineup, and this is the only players you're actually able to use in custom practice. But let's say I want to get working with Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. I can move him into shortstop, and if I save that roster and generate that roster, I can use him. And you can also import custom players. So let's go to the Vault real quickly. We go to the Vault. Let's go to Player Vault, and I don't know why they're all unavailable for some reason. That's weird. Vault. Player Vault. I don't know why that's not working. It should be. I don't know why the player vault is down. But basically, you can create players sort of based around your Diamond Dynasty squad, based on attributes from those specific cards, and you can work on individual stuff with your Diamond Dynasty cards. So that's basically how you can use custom practice to become a better hitter at MLB Show 23. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe. Helps me out a ton, and it's completely free. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, fellas.